All right, it is 10:24, Wednesday evening, 21st of January. So let's start off with an SPX 5-minute chart. So you see, that we opened a little bit higher, clawed upwards, 68.74. But then again, look at this. Almost precisely 11 o'clock, right, which is a typical turn time. We called all the way back, and what did we do? We tagged the gap. And you see the buyers came in there, 68.04, chop, 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 but leaning upwards. And then, of course, just around 2:30, which is often a typical turn time, right? Bam, Trump tweets. And we even break a new intraday high. And yeah, we cooled off into the close, but you can see we actually closed at that high, roughly, which is also, so there's a lot of resistance around here. You see, look at that. So it's kind of a natural area to close. You can argue that this structure is a bull flag, but regardless, net bullish day. And on a daily chart, I mean, I will say that daily momentum still ticked down, and I'm inclined to see it ticking back upwards and leaning net higher into February. And yeah, you can see today's candle's a little bit spiky. What the bulls need is a close above for 10 MA, which is 69.23. That does look, well, it is possible. Uh, Probably not tomorrow, but maybe Friday. So yeah, if we close the week above 69.20 or so, preferably 69.40, because that would close the teal gap. Then we can get 7K next week. Just one other thing in terms of indexes, I should note. Um, Russell, I said it yesterday. Hollow red reversal candle leans is suggestive that Wednesday would be positive at some point. And yeah, 2%, new historic high. That little candle there, that was the tell. That was the tell. And of course, if a Russell breaks a new historic high, then of course for transports, usually does as well. Look at that. Bam. 3.1%. Now, clearly that was skewed by United Airlines a little bit. But yeah, new historic high for the transports and the Russell. What else? Let's just jump to gold. I'm bouncing around a few things here. Unscripted as ever. Let's see if stock charts have updated their. They haven't done it. 20th of January. They haven't updated their charts, so we're gonna have to use. We're gonna use GOD as a proxy. Um, See that this one's updated. So new historic high for gold. Um, According to this, gold settled up $64, 1.5%. That is a black candle, and we did see some cooling back in gold today. But look at the volume. That's interesting. Volume was way high today. Wow. In fact, that's the second highest. That's the highest volume since mid-October, which was when gold had a little washout, and then of course it churned sideways, mostly sideways churn, and then bullish pennant, which played out, of course. So yeah, you could argue that this is, well, it's a sign that maybe gold and silver are still they are due multi-week cooling. I mean, I wouldn't short them. That would be insane. I'm not going to bother clicking on silver because silver chart's not going to be updated. So we'll have to use SLV instead. Yesterday's candle was black. That played out. Silver did get sold off. It was trading inverse to equities today, down $1.43 according to this, 1.7%. But again, you know, you got to get sporadic little cooling along the way. But clearly, um, and look, yeah, there's a reversal candle above a 10 MA. Silver bears need to see a close under 78. Then you can start to talk about maybe, you know, $15, $20 down. But again, it's on no basis would it be a valid short. That would be just clown car crazy thing to do. My default would be I'm looking to buy back in on a drop, a big drop, like a at least something like this. Give me give me 6 7 days down to somewhere around I don't know 70. Anyway, of course, one other thing, GDX. Um, yeah, near historic high, but it did settle back because of mostly because of silver cooling back. Today's candle is actually bearish engulfing, and you could argue this is an island reversal. I mean, it's not really one there, is it? But I'm wondering. I mean, again, you need to close under the 10 MA, but hey, I'm droning on. Let's speed up. Let's speed up. Apple. Yeah, Apple was struggling across the day until Trump tweeted, and it did pop 1.25%, but it settled up 0.4. That is a black candle. That does lean that it's suggestive that Thursday will be red at some point. RSI is 20. This is this is even lower actually when I look at it. This is lower than the April low. So if you wanted to buy Apple, right, it's more oversold now than it was actually in April. Now, from a MACD perspective, we're not quite as low in terms of pure momentum, but we're very close. So you gotta wonder, are we somehow got to get down to the 200 day and then rally? But anyway, it's oversold. We've come down from 288 to 243. We're gonna resume upwards, right? We're just gonna skip through a few of these. New historic high in Agnico Eagle, but settling down again. Bullet bearish engulfing candle. American Eagle, 2% gains. Looks good in the midterm. First Majestic Silver. Yeah, look at that. Yesterday's candle was black, played out. I mean, if this has had a hell of a run. Oh, look, it was $10 in November. 10. Again, not a short. I'm still absolutely looking for 40 to $50, but the cautious will be cautious. AMD had a good day, partly helped by Intel. I mean, look, we got to clear the 267s, right? It's got to happen. Amazon, Chop, Barrack Mining. So, new historic high, bearish engulfing candle. Yesterday's black candle played out. Again, midterm bullish. I mean, this is $100 stock in the midterm. Could be $100 by late summer. I like it. Boeing, just relentlessly clawing up. Impressive. Very impressive. The Baba, up almost 4%. Structure was a bull flag. It's playing out. Bank of America, it's struggling. You can argue it's just floor building. Recent earnings were good. Bitmine up 4% because Bitcoin has saw an upside reversal. Caterpillar 2.6% higher with the main market. Kamiko, wow, look at that. Look at that. What's that? 5.5%? 122. New historic high. Look at this. It was 77. That's 122. And yeah, it's overbought, but it can remain overbought for weeks at a time. Got to be bullish. Uranium and nuclear into the next decade. Don't care about Carnival. Cleveland Cliffs had a positive day, mostly because commodities were up. I'm not a fan of it, but Coinbase trying to floor with Bitcoin. Deckers. Okay, Deckers was actually up 4%. Yeah, it's 101. The Okay, also look at volume. There was some buying volume today. And now that I've looked at this one, I wonder what Nike's volume bar was today. I bet it was up. We'll get around to that one soon. But yeah, the bold will be buying Deckers. Soft target remains 125. The mouse up 2.6%. I said it yesterday. Reversal candle from the intersecting 50 and 200 day. Bullish. It's playing out. Earnings will be due in early February. Energy transfer up 1.2%. Endeavor Silver, that might be a new historic high, but it settled red. Ford, solid gains, 3.5%. Freeport, which is stock of the day today, up new historic high, black candle again. Midterm bullish, 90 to 100 is my target. Google, 2%. Short-term structure, bull flag. Home Depot, 2.5%. I said it yesterday. Hollow red reversal candle from the 50-day, correction, from the 200-day, key price threshold and a 10 MA. Bullish, played out. Earnings will be due in early February. Basic target's 400. I am coming around strongly to the notion that we're going to take out the 424s and we're going to be around 500 by late summer. I accept $500 is crazy talk, says the person who told you about this yesterday. Moving on, before I get any more arrogant. Heckler, that's a new historic high. Black candle. The cautious will merely be raising their stops. Intel, oh yeah, look at that. 11.7%, 54s. So next resistance is 58. Earnings are due Thursday after hours. Should be okay. Should have a positive outlook. Remember, if you're a US taxpayer or citizen, you own 10% of this company. 10%. Keep in mind also that NVIDIA own about 5% maybe. So the float is pretty more restricted than it used to be, which pressures up the price. But yeah, 58's earnings tomorrow. Joby down 2.8%. I think the 200 days should hold. The bold would be buying. I like this a lot. Midterm bullish. JP Morgan trying to form a floor, much like Bank of America. KKR. Yeah. That's a little black doji candle. Not great. Leans short-term bearish, if only part of tomorrow. Kinder Morgan had earnings in after hours. They were good. The stock did initially get up to like 29.5. But yeah, bullish day, good earnings. Free. That's a hell of a move. 4.7% for the regional banks powering up. New multi-year high for them. That's a powerful candle. LEU, yeah, some of the nuclear stocks were down. It's just sporadic cooling. Lockheed, look at that, 1.8%. New cycle high. Set for 600, which would be a new historic high. You got to be bullish for defense stocks. Meta Platforms is vainly trying to put in a floor just above red gap. Not a fan. MP Materials, sporadic cooling. Midterm bullish. Microsoft still struggling. Look at that. So yesterday had a hollow red reversal candle, which didn't play out. And we broke a new cycle low. 440, 438 was the low. We're coming close to orange gap. It also is oversold. And look at how this stock has a midterm double top, which played out. And in fact, yes, that is a death cross, which will be due tomorrow when the 50-day goes under the 200, which will happen on Thursday. I'm not a fan of death crosses, so. Micron, new historic high, mostly pulled up by main market and Intel. Netflix. So Netflix did print 81.93 officially, um, taking out the 82 stops. Today's candle is a hollow red reversal, leans bullish for part of Thursday. But if I just jump to a monthly chart, where are we? There we go. Look, this is not bullish, is it? We're going down 85s, 81s. We've taken out the April low. What's the natural target? What could it be? Of course, it's going to be that threshold, $70. Not this month, but maybe in February, maybe March. The cautious are going to wait until this stops ticking downwards. They're going to wait. The buyers should be waiting for this, right? We are not there yet. I would absolutely like Netflix from around $70. All right, moving on. Oh, Nike. Nike. 2.8% solid gains. It is a bit of a chop fest, but look, we floored from the 50-day. Now this is what I was just noticing with Deckers. What's volume? Here we go. Oh, where's the surprise? Volume was actually lower than yesterday. I was actually thinking maybe it'd be up to, I don't know, 35, 40 million, but nope. So there was upside, but it wasn't on higher volume, which isn't great. But Deckers, there were definitely buyers coming into Deckers today. Again, Nike, when it breaks out above 70, not when, it's arrogant, but if it breaks out above 70, then $90, which of course is somewhere up here. Bullish Nike. NVDA, which was struggling today until Trump did his little tweet, closed up almost 3%. It is a broad chop fest. I do expect the 212s to be taken out, and you can start to think about maybe 250 mid-year or late summer. That isn't bold. Again, look, it had a monstrous run, like a monstrous run from 86, right, to 212. And most of this is even before the 212s. Mostly it's just bullish consolidation, right? Like like 6 months, 6 months of chop. And you think, look, why would you worry unless we're on a 200-day? We gotta think we're gonna be breaking new highs. Uh, Maybe in February, but probably not until March. Oklo, black candle, bearish for part of Thursday. Ondas, again, this is mostly just consolidation. Look, it's had a good run. Look at this. Look at this. End of the year it was $8 and almost doubled to 15. Yesterday it was 11.80. It's just a bit of consolidation. I'm bullish to 25 in this one. Don't care about orbs. Should probably delete the chart. Don't care about our Occidental up 3%. Pan American. So new historic high, bearish engulfing candle because silver called back. The cautious will be cautious. But again, midterm, this is $100 stock, right? That assumes silver is at least above, say, 130, which looks probable. Whether it's by late summer or not until year end, I don't know. Palantir, down 1.9%, not great. It will be important to see if for 200-day holds, which of course I'm guessing it will. If I was Michael Berry, I would be closing out because broadly, this is a waste of time. If you're trying to short this, it's a waste of time. PayPal, not great. QS, don't care at the moment. I mean, I will say that it has a pretty good um, floor from just above the 200-day. Red Cat had a very strong day, unlike Ondas. Up 8%. I don't know if there was any news. Transocean. Nah, I'm not a fan. There's just better companies out there. Rocket Lab. Yeah, it's second day of cooling. Just spurious. Can't go up every day. SMR. Now, in my view, this is a prime one. Okay, it was up 10% briefly. It was down 2% by around lunchtime when the market cooled back. Closed up 3.9%. We do have a black candle, which leans bearish for early Thursday, probably. But I am bullish to this one. I think $30, 200 day, whether it's by late February or early March. This looks good for $30, which is 50% up. To me, this is an obvious one. Again, looking to the left, right? You can see that it can churn around for weeks and then off it goes, right? So it could churn for a couple of weeks and then break upwards. But yeah, $30. And that's an easy target relative to the fact it was 57 in October, which I admit was a hysteria peak, but still. $30 looks good. Moving on. Target. Now, Target was down 3% because Goldman Sachs downgraded them from 97 to 91. I disagree. I remain bullish. I think soft target 115 is already near, and more broadly bullish to 145. I think Goldman are wrong. Tesla up 2.9%. We have a cyclical divergence. Momentum will probably turn positive next week. Tesla looks pretty good into year end, into end of month. Take two, Grand Theft Auto 6. Look at this. We're trying to build a floor from the 200 day, just like we did in November. This looks good. United Airlines had good earnings on Tuesday. Uh, Solid gains, 2%. Black candle. Suggestive that maybe Thursday will be red briefly. I don't care about that one, although it did break a new historic high. United Health, look at this. It had gains of around 2% yesterday. Settled today up 2.7% to 347. This looks good. Big target is clearly green gap that starts at 472. Is it going to do it in February? I don't know. It could, in theory, this could be 472 by the end of February, right? Because earnings are out next Tuesday morning, I believe, January 27th. And then you could be gapping above that area, and then before you know it, you could be $400. Um, I don't expect it by the end of the month, although it's possible. But yeah, it's like looks like yesterday was a key floor, follow through, and yeah, a couple more days leaning up, and then earnings jump. I like it a lot. Exxon, new historic high. Yesterday's black candle failed to play out, and I think that is it. I never did. Yeah, the one thing I couldn't get to yesterday was the bond yields chart because that didn't update until after hours. There it is, this one here. So this is a day old. This is from yesterday, but we'll have to live with that. Actually, no, it's updated. Huh. Oh, stock charts has a weird way of updating. Sometimes it takes hours, and this one's just updated. So what do we got? UK 10-year. These are all 10-year bonds. UK 4.46, US 4.24. Germany's up to 289. Japan is where people are getting spooked. Although again, Japan is way below the other yield. So it's like, look, 229. The thing, of course, I'm now resigned to the Fed are printing money. They're buying bonds, which keeps a lid on yields. I don't think we'll go above 5%. Not this year anyway. But now that that's updated, maybe the gold and silver charts have updated as well. Let's check. Nope. All right, what chart do I want to end on though? Hmm. It was a red candle yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah. So the red elder candles turn back to blue. Again, I would merely suggest that short-term bulls should be looking for a weekly close above a 10 MA. It's not imperative, but it would be useful. It would take the pressure off. So the 10 MA is currently at 68.55, and we're above that. So that looks like we're going to do that this week. And then the upper Bollinger is offering 7,016. So I think we have a good chance of settling the month above 7,000, which will really rub salt into the eyes of the bears. And again, because I did watch the Kathy Wood and Tom Lee videos that I highlighted earlier on my X feed. Tom Lee seems to be talking about some kind of it looks like he's concerned it'll be some kind of washout like this in the mid-year, maybe only half of this, but um and I don't disagree. But his thesis though was it was on the notion of maybe the market getting frustrated about the Fed. Because remember, Powell's going to be replaced in May, probably by Hassert, right? And but I expect a rate cut probably in June or July, and then I expect maybe the Fed printers to be spun up a bit more faster by either the late summer or the fall, which the market will like a lot. Trump will like that as well. But yeah, I think we'll end it there. So an interesting day. Um, we're still net bearish, still net red for the week, but you know, the market feels a lot calmer, as reflected in the fact that the VIX was in the 16s today. I wish you a good evening and have an entertaining Thursday.